Baie goeiemorgen, very good morning South Africa. Out of a very rainy, very cold Cape Town this morning. But we need the rain, South Africa needs the rain. And it is an absolute privilege to greet you from a beautiful Cape Town, a beautiful South Africa. Goeiemôre Suid-Afrika, dit is vir my 'n groot eer om net vir u te sê goeiemôre. Dit is 'n koue, reënerige Kaapstad. Dit is 'n ware Kaapse dag. Maar ons wens dat ons hierdie reën net 'n bietjie noorde toe kan stuur, want in ons gedagtes moet ons altyd onthou dat ons boere nog steeds deur droogte gaan en dat ons gebede aan hulle moet wees sodat ons kan sê dat die mense wat vir ons kos maak op die einde van die dag ons seëning moet dra. Molweni omzansi, nomslanje apayel banda kakhulu. Ja nomslanje apayel manzi kakhulu ongom apa. South Africa, firstly, I have decided this morning to update you on 4 or 5 matters. And then I would like to have a chat with you. So normally this hour is dedicated on my talk, on what I want to say to you regarding matters that are important to the UIM. And I want to thank you for allowing me every Wednesday, 9 o'clock South African time, to come and say good morning. And update you every week on my state of the nation. This morning I'm going to drop a couple of bombshells. So if you are online, I'm going to do the following. I'm going to give you the national update about Brand South Africa. And then I'm going to speak to you today. So what I would like to do is I would like to, at exactly 9:20, take questions from you all. First time I'm going to interact quickly with you in about 2-3 months where I'd like to speak to you. I'd like to answer your questions. So as I see you all currently typing, I would like to open the floor, not now because I'm just going to update you on our process, but I would like to take questions from you. There have been many debates, many questions about Neil de Beer, the man, the human being. And in the past week, we have really been under pressure as a country, as a nation, and as a people. So I'd like to interact with you today on any question, but I'd like to wait, not now, because I would like to open the question so that when I open the floor for you to ask me any question you've ever wanted to ask me, I would like to have a personal chat with you for about 20 minutes. So the agreement is in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to give you updates on the UIM. I'm going to give you updates on the government. I'm going to give you updates on the elections. I'm going to give you a perspective of the Africa scenario where I am every day. And then I'd like to speak to you. Met jou praat. Because I am here. So I'm going to let a couple of truth bombs go. That's right, Michael. And we're going to put it to rest. And then hopefully all of you will go out there. And those who vehemently, continually attack us, I'd like you then to put them straight, because what you get from me is only the truth. Nothing else the truth. So help me, my God, because it will really set you free. So I will address those matters when we get to the question and answer session. Firstly, may I ask our prayer, our thoughts today to our stunning Madam Secretary, Lorna Potgieter. Lorna unfortunately had a small mishap, small little accident, and today is getting some treatment. Today is being looked after. I wish she was here. I'd give her a massive hug. But all our thoughts of the UIM, everybody of our head office, our staff, and our people, we would like to wish Lorna full recovery, You are an amazing, amazing human being in our lives, Lorna. You work 16, 18 hours a day. There is never a moment where our people that want to be registered as members of the UIM, that they don't get assistance by Lorna. And I can always ask Lorna for anything. I miss Lorna's Bible message this morning. She has not skipped a day since she's known me, on Instagram sending me a Bible chapter, and I miss it this morning. So Lorna, from us, all our love, all our kisses, all our strength, please come back. We really, really love you from our side. So Lorna, keep strong, you're a fighter, and we hope to see you back very soon. Secondly, I would like to, take a moment and ensure that we wish from our Christian side. I would like to wish our Muslim citizens of this republic a day of celebration, their second Eid Mubarak, which they call Eid Adha. I don't always get the pronunciation right. I know it's Il Adha. And I'd like to wish from all of us at the UIM, from all of us in the Christian faith, a very, very blessed Eid Adha Mubarak to our people of the Muslim faith today. As a Christian, I celebrate Christianity every day. And as a Christian, I have the right to every day thank God that I am alive. But as a fundamental Christian, I would also like to respect people that have indeed other faiths. It is my duty as a Christian to do so. So from us, as the Christian folks, as the UIM, as people that respect human beings, a very good Eid al-Akbar Mubarak today. South Africa, then a couple of admin issues I need to update you about what's going on in the world. Number one, we are putting out a statement today regarding the postponement of the elections that was to be held on the 27th of October this year. It is with great sadness and a pity, and definitely not something that we want, that we have now noticed that the judge, the ex-Deputy Chief Justice Museneke, yesterday declared that a free and fair election will not be held if it was to be held this year on the 27th of October. The UIM, no doubt, with all its challenges, with all its hurdles, with all its lack of major infrastructure, finance, and with all its problems growing as a national movement, wanted to go into elections without any doubt. The 27th of October, although being my birthday, would have been National Local Government Election Day. And no doubt, we would have loved, as an ignorant, maybe small, naive group of citizens that decided to get up and face the dark, we would have loved to get into the trench and to the ballot box. And the reason why we are disappointed in the possible 4-month now delay of the local government election until February, possibly next year, is I really thought I would have a damn good birthday. Ek het regtig gedink op die 27ste Oktober daai aand, die 28ste sou ons terugsit as 'n klein beweging, maar dan hopelik as 'n politieke party. En ons sou terugsit en sê ons het wragtig as normale, goeie mense, wit en swart, die die totale politiese landskap verander het. I really thought that on the 28th of October we could sit back as the UIM, no one else, as the UIM that would then have been a party, that then would have gone into the 7 metros and sit back and go, we brought light. That we brought light to millions, although we were only thousands. So, no doubt, the postponement and that final judgment to come out is heart-wrenching for us. And I'll tell you why. We, at the level of municipalities and councils, have no service. The lack of service, the degradation of infrastructure, and more than that, the lack of care from our so-called councillors will now be postponed again for another 4 months of absolute disaster. And that's the sad part. The sad part is not that we would have loved to see how many councillors of the UIM we could get into the wards and get them into council so that we can bring light the truth against crime and corruption. But we are now further extended not to be able to bring that light. But we accept it. We understand that it is a constitutional matter that is being postponed. But let us take from this the light, that it gives us now more time to prepare. That it gives us more time to bring in the message of the UIM to the larger population. That it gives us more time to get our structures right, because they are not right. That it will give us more time to plan. And that it will give us more time to ensure that when the UIM faces the ballot box as us, that we have more ammunition to win that war. So it is with great regret that we hear, as a political movement today, that the elections for 27 October will be postponed until a maximum postponed period for February next year. But South Africa, that's not a bad thing for us. You see, for the ruling party, the ANC, they think they're buying time so that they can fix all the current utter rubbish that's going on in this country, and that they can hope that they can then probably get people to take more t-shirts, caps, food parcels, and speak more nonsense. So for them, I'd like to say to the ANC, you are just postponing the inevitable. In actual fact, I think you are running scared. And I think you are sighing a great sigh of relief that Punishment Day 27 October is postponed. But what you don't realize, you the ANC and you the EFF, yes, you too, pak gaan julle kry. Op julle hel gaan julle kry. Maar julle is nou soos 'n klomp kinders wat gaan pak kry, maar jy wag in die gang en jy hoor die skote terwyl die ander ou geneek word. Jy sien, as jy my ouderdom is en jy was op skool en jy was 'n ouetjie soos ek wat nog 'n rebel was, dan het jy geweet na eerste en tweede pouse waar jy moet wees, en dis in die gang en jy wag maar vir jou lat. Toe jy die lat gekry het, was dit so 'n bietjie brand, maar wat vir my die ergste was, is om in die gang te staan en te hoor hoe die lat val. You know, if you're my age and you were at school, we still got the lashings of our lives. And I'm telling you, when you got the hiding, it just burned for 5 minutes, but was worse on a hiding, was waiting in the hall and hearing the other guy get it. The fear, the pain that you used to do. So I'm saying to the world, You're going to get a hiding. But you are going to wait now another 4 months in the hall, seeing how the UIM makes a difference even more. So we are putting out that media statement that we are not happy, that we are not cool with it, that we do not agree, but that we are supporting the fact that we also, as the UIM, are being stifled to get to our people because of lockdown 4. Currently, this is what we do. Currently, the UIM does social media, we make statements, we do what we need to do until we find out, probably this Sunday, again about the update about lockdown 4, and our prayer is that we will go down to lockdown 3, because that allows us again to go on a national tour. It allows me to at least get into halls, city halls, town halls across the country to meet with some of you. Until then, we need you to fly the flag. Until then, we need you to stand strong and spread the news that change is coming. So that is my point of view on the elections that we currently have, and our point of view that we will now welcome the period of time given to us extra to grow bigger. South Africa then, a statement, and a clear statement, I want to make this very clear, regarding movement, UIM, and party, UIM. I want you to listen clearly so that when anybody out there in ignorance asks you, wants to know, or uses it as an absolute negative, but a stupid question repetitively after we've made a statement. I was one day in a town hall where a man spoke. I'll tell you who that man was. I was in that hall. I was about 20 years old. And I went there because I was told to go and listen to this man speak, because they told me, hierdie man praat die duidelikste vars Afrikaans. So I went to this town hall meeting in Stellenbosch. And I will never forget when this man walked in. I might not have agreed with his political ideology, but I heard what he was saying. En ek het in 'n saal ingestap en ek het, daar's 'n jong man gaan sit. En ek het vir hierdie man gehoor praat. Ek was nie miskien in sy politieke ideologie nie, maar ek het mooi verstaan wat hy gesê het in daai mooi Afrikaans. En dit is wat hy gesê het. Hy het gesê, meneer die voorsitter, die media en die mense sit vandag in hierdie saal en hulle aanskou die waarheid. Hulle hoor die waarheid. En hulle weet wat is die waarheid. Maar meneer die voorsitter, hulle sal nie uitgaan vanaand en dit in die koerant te sê nie, want meneer die voorsitter, vir party van hierdie mense pas die waarheid nie vir hulle nie. Eugene Terblanche. That man said, Mr. Chairman, today the people in this hall will hear the truth, will see the truth, will know the truth. But Mr. Chairman, the majority of these people sitting here and listening to the truth will not go and spread it afterwards because the truth does not suit them, Mr. Chairman. This is the truth. Another great man said in a hall, a man called Mandela said, if the truth hurts so much within your conscience, then your conscience should guide you on decisions. Die waarheid sal jou nooit los nie. Die waarheid kan jou nie los nie, want die waarheid is deur God erken en die waarheid bly by jou tot die bitternag en die dou vooroggend. The truth cannot be taken away from you, because the truth is actually sent in conscience by your God. You cannot walk away from it. And that's leadership. You got to speak the truth. Jy kan nie lieg vir jou mense nie. Now, South Africa, where are we in the truth as a country? This thing I wanted to talk to you about. If South Africa was a brand like Adidas, John Deere, Toyota, Under Armour, Nike, whatever your brand is, what if South Africa was a brand? What if South Africa was a brand that you had a choice to go and buy in a shop, and you had a choice between an Apple phone, a Samsung, a Huawei, or an Oppo phone, and you had to sit and choose? That's how I look at South Africa today. Wat as Suid-Afrika 'n produk was en jy moes in 'n wêreldse shopping center moes jy daai kies watter een jy wil hê? Then I must tell you today, undoubtedly that brand South Africa has taken damage. That brand South Africa is not the choice of the world anymore. That brand South Africa has suffered huge credibility damage in the world. And that brand South Africa, although being an unbelievable product in the world, is being managed to bankruptcy. Let's face this. Kom ons praat reguit. Die produk Suid-Afrika is 'n ongelooflike produk, my mede-Suid-Afrikaners. Maar die mense wat hierdie produk op hierdie oomblik bestuur, gaan hierdie produk tot absolute bankrotskap toevat. Kom ons sê reguit vir mekaar. There's nothing wrong with our brand. There's something wrong with the management of this brand. And the problem is, we are in denial. We are denying this, South Africa. We are actually lying. This is the point about whom we are in this country to the world. The brand suffered last week a massive hit. The brand of South Africa, this country that went through hell, this country that had a history of racial divide, of hurt, came together, and we got it right for a moment. No one can dispute. No one. I was there when we won the World Cup in '95. I think the 95 World Cup day with Francois Pienaar and Mandela will be remembered in a much larger fashion than even the inauguration of Madiba, the winning of the ANC, the disbanding of racial hatred. The 95 World Cup day, the day when he walked into that stadium and the words Nelson, Nelson was done by black and white. The euphoria in the streets of taxis and commuters and even the boy that was selling Coca-Cola or the newspaper. That moment in this country, boom. That moment when we got it right. I fear that is probably the last time that we had the boom moment where all hatred was forgotten, where there was no race, no religion, no discrimination of both. The problem is we don't forget it. We the people. We the people. Now I'll say it today. Let's make it clear. We are all normal citizens. No one is above the other. No one may be above the law and above the other. Of jy nou Afrikaner is, Khoisan, Griqua, Ndebele, Zulu of Xhosa, Pondo, dit maak nie saak wie jy is nie. Dit is Suid-Afrika. You have a right. But you have to be very cautious on those rights. You see, South Africa, you have the freedom of speech in this constitution. You have the freedom of association, but you don't have the right of freedom of hate. Jy het nie die reg tot die vryheid van haat nie. You don't have the freedom under the Constitution to belittle, desecrate, or degrade a human being. Under this law, you don't have the right for gender-based violence. Under this law, you don't have the right to lie about someone. You don't have that right. And in this country, you don't have the right to take my land, to take my gun, and to take my freedom of safety and security. You don't have that right. The rest of it, you must fight for those rights. I have the right to sit here and speak now to 1,500 of you. And by tonight, this will be probably 127,000 people that have viewed this. I have the right of my opinion, but I do not have the right to lie. I do not have the right to insult you. I do not have the right to degrade you. And I definitely don't have the damn right not to be a gentleman and to be honorable. South Africa, we have come to that point where elections are postponed. People are being arrested for inciting violence, and it is my opinion, and this is only my opinion, that they should not be arrested for inciting of violence, but they should be arrested for treason. You see, South Africa, when you go and look at the dictionary and the explanation of treason, I think you will agree with me that anybody in this country that asked for places to burn, asked for places to be looted, asked for people to be harmed and murdered, and therefore asked that this country cannot continue as we want it. It is treason. That is verraad, and you should be charged with it. Because what else was this in front of our eyes but brand South Africa being slaughtered by a few people who decided that anarchy is at the order of the day and actually spread it. Yes, now that the government is now trying to find whom did this, where they did this, and how they did this. And even in an unconfirmed voice note, where the ministers argue, the ministers are arguing who got what report. It is absurd. Because what we now want, and we will give it to them, is support. Not who got what. Becky Cele and the rest of the clusters of the ministers, and Ungakula, the Minister of Defense, the Minister of the Secret Service, should now go and charge these perpetrators with treason, hoogverraad. Klaar. Because that will send out a message that us, the law-abiding people of this country, who wake up every day for our bread and butter, that we will not have this. That we will not stand for this. You took from us, then we take from you. I urge the President, build more jails. Because if your excuse are going to be that we cannot take freedom away from those who took it away from us for 1 week because we don't have places, we'll donate you land. Where am I? We will donate land for the new prisons, but the places of choice of where these prisons should be built must be up to us. So, Mr. President, an offer from the UIM, its members, just outside Beaufort West, far in the Klein Karoo, where in the day sometimes it gets to 40 degrees, and at night -2. We would like to offer you some property there. We are willing to sacrifice, in the middle of such desert, open land. Because that's what you should be doing with people that took away our freedom, made us fear, made us angry, and made the world laugh at us. Put them in jail, and then you will get our support, not at the ballot box, but in mind. We will be watching clearly as a country for the solving of this problem never to happen again. Justice is justice. Now, on the point of Julius Malema and the umpteenth questions about Mr. Malema, South Africa, I'm very clear. I'm very clear. I have no personal vendetta against Mr. Malema. I have no personal vendetta actually against any human being. What I have a vendetta against is the words that are used and the absolute breach of the oath of office and the lack of leadership. I have a problem with that. Because on this platform, you will never see me curse or swear. I've taken that decision. Did I before? Oh, like mad. But to curse and swear use foul language, I have decided is not the leadership that I would like to do. To use vulgar language, to spread hate, and to attack an individual, that's my decision. I've decided that. I won't do it. Because that's not what you want in a leader. What you want in a leader is leadership. Solution. You don't want a person to come up on this platform and tell you every single day how he hates people, how he doesn't like people, and how he doesn't despise people. You want solutions to a problem. Now, if your life, your whole life, South Africa, is about waking up in the morning and attacking someone, degrading someone, spreading vicious lies, and your whole mission is just to annihilate a human being, then you might achieve your own cynical, poor, little objective, but you are not going to win the war. The UIM's job today is to give solutions. And that is the clear format that the UIM has taken. We are not going to continue defending ourselves. We are not going to continue explaining ourselves. We are going to grow the movement. Now, I have decided with my people that we are going to register as a political party. We have decided, and we did not decide this, you did. We asked you, and you said overwhelmingly yes. So that's now what we've done. We took our documents, our constitution, which took us a lot of time and a lot of money. We got more than the minimum subscription of signatures, which according to the IEC is 500. We got more than 800. We wrote down our manifesto. And what is our manifesto? It's easy. We will fight crime. We will oppose currently the changing of the constitution. We will fight corruption. And we are going to redistribute the capital of this country so that it comes down to the people. That's it, South Africa. Crime, corruption, capital, and constitution. In faith. That's the UIM. So 2 weeks ago, for those people who repetitively asks us, we entered our applications to a lady called Trudy at IEC head office in Pretoria. And they acknowledged our receipt. Now we wait. So I am clear. Very clear. We are in the process. And the minute that we get authority to say that our constitution is legal, that the signatures are verified, that they are people who were registered, because we double-checked it with including Lorna and Sher and my office, we will be then registered as an official national political party in this country. That's it. So let's wait. To ask us anything else about the process, go to the IEC website. We know what we are doing. I don't have time to waste. So we are very serious. And the minute that we get registration, we will go to the next level in this country. South Africa, that is where we are today. We have sent a registered letter, as you saw last week, Friday, with a great lady called Fatima. Fatima Beloy with us. Fatima, a lady who currently I see as a leader. Fatima Beloy, that is in Pretoria, who is a unbelievable, honest human being, has joined us in that process where we have asked for the immediate suspension and the immediate steps of disciplinary code against Mr. Malema as a member of parliament. We will not stop that process. I want him out of parliament. I don't want him out of parliament because I hate him. I don't hate. I want him out of parliament because he's a bad leader. And I will not stop until he's out. But not him. The EFF. Why? They are a party of hate. They are a party of racists, and I don't tolerate a racist in my life. If you're a white, listen to me, if you're a white racist, or you are a black racist, you're a racist, and I have got no time for you. Both sides. Not whatsoever. South Africa is tired of racists. Of all gender, of all race. That's hy. Like it or don't, if you don't like it, if you're a racist, you are in the wrong place. If you are trolling us here, troll. It doesn't matter to us. What matters to us is the ballot box. Democratically, we'll face you there, okay? Now, South Africans, thank you. I wanted to highlight where we are as a party. We are waiting confirmation. Where are we as a brand? We need new management. Where are we as a people? We need to stand up and grow the UIM if we are your choice of fighting crime, fighting corruption, making capital go back where it belongs, and defending the Constitution. We are the people. If you believe that every nation in this country, the Afrikaans nation, the Zulu nation, the Xhosa nation, the Khoisan, the Griqua, that each one of them needs protection for their own culture and their own history. UIM is the people. And if you believe in the truth, if you believe in a leader and in leadership that does not stand back, welcome to the UIM. Want dit maak nie saak wie jy is nie. As jy Afrikaner is, dan het jy die reg tot die absolute beskerming van jou kultuur, jou taal en jou kleurvolle geskiedenis. Maar so ook het die Ndebele, die Khoisan, die Griqua, die Xhosa en die Zulu. Kom ons beklei vir almal. And then one word to our Indian community. Make it very clear. I want to pause for 1 second. To the Indian community, you are South African. You are not an Indian South African. You're a South African with Indian descendancy. You are a South African. You will be protected as a South African. You will never be pushed away as an Indian community because you are us. Now, the attack on the Indian community, the foul manner in which you are now treated, the messages that you are being given, we totally as the UIM reject it. We totally despise it. And we do not agree with it. The Indians of this country, the Indian community in Phoenix, Lenasia, Chatsworth, Pietermaritzburg, Cape Town, wherever you are, we love you because you stood up, no matter how, and that will be judged, but you got up and you protected not just your own, but you protected all of us with your lives. So to the Indian community that have contacted me in your hundreds, thank you. You have a home. You have a voice here. So in Durban, rise. Show yourself. Because if this government, and not all, but if this government is allowing the attacks on you to happen, then again at the ballot box you should voice your opinion of who you want to have as your government. You are South Africans, and you will be respected as such. Again, when Mr. Malema goes on TV, on Twitter, and says that the Indian community should be driven in the sea, should be wiped out, it reminds me of another man who said the same thing called Idi Amin. I think Mr. Malema copied the speech of Mr. Idi Amin Dada from Uganda, who also expelled and rejected Indian citizens in Uganda. The only problem is, when we learn from history, Mr. Malema, you will find out it was one of the worst actions taken in that country's economy, because the Indian community was the backbone of that economy, and suddenly there was no economy in India and in the Indian community that left. We are not going to repeat history. We are going to learn from it. So to our Indian community, thank you for what you have done. And we support you. Now I'd like to open now. I'm sorry, there were so many updates. I would like to open, please, now for questions. I asked 10 minutes. Any question you'd like to know from me, anything, I would like to open the floor now for about 5 or 10 minutes if you have the time. On anything that you've always wanted to ask me. Anything. On the videos that were spread, on any of the rumors, on anything that you want to know from Neil de Beer. Type it now, and I will mention your name, and I will answer it. Because I think it is important to always reflect and update where I am. So let's start. John Gradwell wil weet waar kan ek 'n poster kry wat ek by my huis kan sit, of is dit nie toelaatbaar nie? Nee, dit is toelaatbaar. Ons stuur net vir ons 'n e-pos info@uimsa.org en ons antwoord vir jou. Ek sal dit graag vir jou wil opsit. Jen Noble, questions. I'm regularly asked, why did Neil remain part of the ANC for so long? And why is there so much corruption happening? Is Neil truly a Christian? Does he serve God? Or does he submit to Jesus? What is the UIM's foundational beliefs? Jen, number one, I want to repeat this. I was a normal member of the ANC. I think there's a massive untruth, a lie, that thinks that I was in leadership of the ANC. I was not. I was an MK member, and after 94, for a period of 5 to 6 years, I served within the ANC structure. But for the past 20 years, I've just been a normal member. I've not been in ANC leadership. I left the ANC in 2017 on the 18th of December at the last conference with another group of people when the African National Congress decided that it was going to nationalize the Reserve Bank and take land. And we objected, like a normal member can object. It is then that I realized, clearly on record, with many people that can give an affidavit, that they did not want to have new leadership and that they were refusing opinion. I left. I then continued with my business, and very clearly, as it grew internationally, my business, as a businessman, I noticed that we were falling. And that the ANC I loved, the ANC of Mandela that wanted reconciliation and all of us just to get on, that it disappeared. And that's it. I left. I have the right to get up now as an intellectual and go, no. The brand that you sold me is not the same brand, and that's normal. Now you have a choice, Jen. You keep quiet and you make money and you go on as a businessman, or you object. You stand up and you say, no, this is not what I created. This is not what I stand for, and I'm going to fight you. That is the story. There's no attachment further to it. Nothing. Am I a Christian? No. I'm a son of God. I find Christianity, my ethos, Christianity is where I am put in, but I really see myself as a son of God. I follow God, and I'm allowed to. On the 28th of August, and we are nearly now a year, I gave my life to God. What that means is that, I don't know, I get love. I'm part of a unbelievable revival, Jen. It's my choice. I read my Bible. I've got 3 that I read because I'm an ex-spy. What is a spy? A spy is a person that loves information. So when I gave my life to God in front of 2 great men, I surrendered. And I'm trying to change my life. It's not easy, let me quickly tell you. Coming from the army, from the secret world of intelligence and military, I've been a bad guy. I think everybody knows that. If you've been a soldier, if you've been a fighter, if you've been in that life, you did bad. But this is the thing. When I did bad, when I did things that people in normal human society don't like, when you get into a fight, you get charged. Someone said to me, do I have criminal records? Yes, I do. But that was in the time of apartheid. We were charged. Running with guns and beating up and charges of assault. Yeah, of course. But that's like saying to a rugby player, a real rugby player, have you ever broken something? Ask the average police officer today if he's ever been charged with assault. 5 times a day. I've got my history. I'm open. But you see, the point is, Jen, if you take God on, if you decide at 51 to change your life, you change it. As difficult as what it is, as angry as what I get, wil ek jou kokkom moer, né? Moer, ek mag dit gebruik. Dominee Pieter van George het gesê moer is koffie. So that's about the highest level of vulgarity I will get in public. Maar ek kan nie meer nie. I believe in God. I believe that He will calm souls, bring peace, and that He will give us the light. So Jen, yeah, I am in Christ. The UIM's fundamental belief is clear. We will attack crime, which I do every weekend, in a gun and a bulletproof, being part of CRU. We will expose corruption like we do every second Friday, publicly. I understand budgets. I get it. I've run businesses. Income, expense, CapEx and OPEX. I get it. So we want to get the capital of the taxpayers back onto the ground. And lastly, we are not going to let the constitution be changed for anybody. Not Section 25 to take land, not to take the Reserve Bank and nationalize it, and definitely gun ownership of this country. I will defend it with my life. That's it, Jen. I think I've answered. Will BEE done away with? Yes. Because we have a new concept called NEAR. You see, BEE was supposed to be a good thing, and the human beings took it and they implemented it wrong. So BEE, Black Economic Empowerment, no. We have a new thing, we call it NEAR. NEAR, N-E-E. NEAR. So NEAR for beer. And what does NEAR stand for, N-E-E? It stands for National Economic Empowerment. You see, Jen, we should stop putting black in there and we should put national, because black and white, colored and Indian, Chinese citizens that were born here and are South Africans, we have such a multitude. All of them need economic empowerment. You see, it is my opinion that if you really, and I'm not going to get into that, I will get into it, but actually as BEE is written today, it's unconstitutional in my opinion, and should be tested in the Constitutional Court. Because BEE, no matter what it was intended to be, it failed. There was no black economic empowerment. There was selected black economic empowerment. The majority of the people in this country are still poor. So BEE will be scrapped under a UIM government. We will protest it, and if need be, we'll take it to the Constitutional Court. Everybody in this country, everybody must be treated equal. That means that a white guy and a black guy, both of them, if they go to the DTI, if they go to get money, They both should get it. No longer about your skin, more about being South African and empowering our businesses. So, Jen, I think I've answered all of that. The next question. Mergo, hi Neil, my question is quite simple. Do you agree with the ideal that leaders are voted into responsibility? To be confused in modern politics, surely the people give leaders responsibility. Mergo, I'm just very clear on it. Leadership should be held accountable, and the only way is that you get leaders from your own community. The current system of the South African political landscape is wrong. It's clearly wrong, because you've got a member of parliament that stays in the Eastern Cape, but he's the member of parliament for a town in the Western Cape. How do I make him accountable? I can't even find him. In actual fact, if I phone him and tell him that my sewage pipe has burst in the Divenhagestraat 12 in Somerset West, the man can't even find Somerset West. So our system is wrong, and we should be voting directly for the leadership that we choose. And that's what the UIM propagates. And by the way, there's another group called OSA, One South Africa, that believes in the independent vote of an independent person, and we support it. So that's very clear. We should keep our politicians very accountable, but then we need to bring accountability back. In actual fact, one of the things that I will be doing a webinar about is the possibility of a federal state. Because if we go into a federal state, a federalist state, then every single nation, every entity in the country will be managed by its own people. I'm just going to pump something out there. Think about this, another bombshell. What if everybody in the Western Cape that stayed in the Western Cape and spend money in the Western Cape, what if 80% of that income is forced to remain in the Western Cape and only 20% go to national? Now that's a good idea. You see, if you earn where you spend and you spend where you earn, then maybe the concept of a federal state is not bad, because then you take care of your own. Why should I be buying bread, pay VAT in Cape Town, and that money goes to Pretoria? So I'm busy speaking to people, and I think everybody knows I have spoken to a grouping of people. For instance, Mr. Hein Marx, I have spoken to him. Mr. Marx is a leading brain, a legal brain on the concept of understanding how federalism would work. And we are currently meeting with him on record. We have spoken to each other. We will continue finding a way. And the governance of, I think that answers that question. I'm sorry, I'm just getting to everybody. I like the Indians, always willing to help. Absolutely. What is your point of Cape Exit? Mumtaz, I will never say that I don't agree with the concept. I have got a very open mind. But the question on Cape Exit was very clear, and I have got a clear answer. Cape Exit is a fundamental understanding, a good concept, a right, because it only makes sense that if you exit the Western Cape, there are many benefits. But I'm also a practical, real person, and I'm sorry to tell you, Mumtaz, it cannot happen. For it to happen, and they've got to be truthful, I support Cape Exit, but it cannot become a reality at this moment. At this moment in time, it's a great movement, great people in it. I know some of them. I would like to meet them. I don't know them. I have been offered a meeting just to sit around the table. If there's anybody of Cape Exit leadership that is here, or if you know them, please tell them that Neil de Beer, the president of the UIM, would like to have a cup of coffee. But at this current moment, constitutionally and in Parliament, I have been advised it cannot happen. Mark, what is your biggest challenge? Mark, it's to grow the UIM. Funding will always be a problem. We are every single day cash strapped. As simple as that. I can't fight out there currently with the budget I've got. Again, this month, we are not making budget as a party to be a movement, and I can't carry it myself. Without the donations of people out there, and it's not nice for me as a person, as an individual, who is a businessman in my own right to beg for money. But what people are not getting is this is a political movement. It's not my business. We need money. So again, this month, we will not have money. Again, I cannot pay the salaries. That's right, because we have staff now. What, do you want me to run everything? I have 9 staff at UIM head office in Cape Town, and I need to pay them. Our current every month bill to keep the UIM going, Mark, is just over 180,000 Rand a month to employ my staff, rent my offices, and do what I do. I pay that at the moment out of my own pocket. Very few are helping me. For those that are, yesterday a man got up and he heard that we are struggling to get our posters out, to get our internet, renting our offices, and he donated 10,000 Rand. Meneer Groewe, baie dankie. Jy's 'n great mens. You're a great man. Because without your money, without your support, the UIM will fall. I'm clear about that. I'm not an idiot. We need money. How do you think the DA works? How do you think COPE works? Come now. That's my biggest struggle. I'm running out of capital. We are a political movement for you, not for me. If the UIM falls, it will be probably a heart attack. And the saddest day for me, my family, and the people of the UIM. It has become so personal. So yeah, that's my biggest struggle. The more money I get, the more I can fight, and I just can't fight alone. Tessa, thank you. I will stand. Felicity, I just want to say you're amazing, and so are you, Felicity. Thank you for the Indian community. Mary, absolutely. We thank them. Marius Pelser, baie dankie. Waardeer jou. Renee, dankie. Questions, I just want to get to some questions. Sybil, why does Andrew Hall and 2 others degrade you? They wish you could have your ethics. Sybil, it's not about degrading. It's Anthony Hall, may not speak about me in a degrading manner because I have a court order against him and it will become permanent. We will then be taking criminal charges of criminal injuria and then obviously litigation. So I will leave that to the court. I don't want to speak about it. The reason why people like that attack me is that they are trying to kill me in my emotion and they are trying to take me out. They wake up every day of their morning. They probably don't have, I don't know, something to do. I've got 8 meetings waiting for me. I don't have time to degrade or attack people every day. I must be honest with South Africa, I have no idea why. If I am such a bad man, you will not be following me. Yes, my family suffers. You see, the problem is you must never fight in anger. Never, Sybil. Don't fight when you are angry. Because when you fight when you are angry, you make mistakes. The things that they say about me that are truth, I will answer it. But when they start like this absolute man called David, who spread the most ridiculous Lord of the Rings crap I've ever seen in my life. So, you know, if anybody can give me the address, telephone number about this thing called the New World Order. I'm an intellectual man. I'm not a very clever man, Sybil, but I'm not an idiot. I don't have time at night to come in here and cook my own dinner. I don't have time for associations and committees. So to say that I'm a member of the New World Order, I'm a Freemason, I'm part of the Illuminati, which I spell aluminium, it's absolutely a lie. And your problem is, when you say anything else about me, that I'm stupid, I'm ugly, I'm ignorant, I'm an ex-traitor, I'm an ANC member, I'm whatever, that is the truth. I've never hidden that away. But to say that I'm a member of a New World Order, that I'm a member of a cabal, that I am a member that incites violence, utter rubbish, and you will have to go to court about it and prove it. Not theory, not a book, not TV or rumor. You'll have to bring evidence. If I'm guilty of that, find me. But I can tell you sincerely in my face, I wake up with myself, I go to bed with myself. I know who I am. Utter rubbish. And the problem is, when you make a video, when you make a movie, when you go on Facebook or TikTok and you send it out, people actually believe you. What a utter lot of nonsense. I'm a normal man in a normal home, fighting in a very abnormal society. And those people that are against me, continue. You will not kill the UIM, because here's the bombshell. I am not the UIM. You are. You are. And finally, Moeed. I don't know who David is. You see, I met David one day at an open meeting in Langebaan, which was live, and where my security started telling this David man, stop it. This is not your meeting, because he perpetually just went on with his nonsense. It's on record. So much so that other people in that open meeting told him to shut up. But he went on, and therefore I thought that he was a strange man. He has now gone on living life. He has now gone on TikTok. This man is just spreading news. Here's a question. Whom is he? What's his CV? You see, South Africa, if you ask me about politics, intelligence, security, defense, and finance, I'm available. I was in those businesses. I have declared it. So you can have those debates with me, worldly debates. I don't know where he gets this from. He has mentioned very prominent people like Johan Rupert, Mr. Oppenheimer, and the rest of us. Can I quickly tell you? Rubbish. But the day of court will show. That's my opinion. No sticks and stones will break my bones. Mariana, I don't know. Maybe you can advise me. What is the new world order? South Africa, I don't know. I Google it. I'm in life. But new world order is now a word used by everybody. It's utter rubbish. Because the new world order and the old world order, I don't live in those realms. I live in reality where I've got to earn money by running a business, paying my staff, and at the same time fight for something I believe in, which is this country. So, absolutely rubbish. Bonnie, if I've got a criminal record, then I will tell you, if I have such record, then it's weird because I have passed police clearances to own a security company. Have I been charged in the past being a person that fought the apartheid government, being involved in security? Absolutely, but it's not a secret. Question. I was at war. Like a police officer. He arrests, hy word geneek, he neeks back, he gets charged. Question. Was I charged with theft? Crime of corruption? Or fraud? No, like others were. I stand up for my past. I stand up for it. But that doesn't change me. Does it? You see, people are more interested in my actions than in my past, it seems. En dit is die absolute kleinigheid en kinderlikheid. And therefore, Bonnie, if you don't like me, if the people don't want to be associated with me because of my so-called past, go away. Because my fight is not about the past, it's about bringing you together under an ideology, making you agree that we are heart full of crime, against corruption, will not allow the nationalization of our guns, our property, and I'm just the voice. So, freedom of speech and the right of association. But I think when you look at a man like Kevin Burden, you have to obviously see how is he getting airtime. I have no problem with Kevin. I sat with Kevin, but now Kevin says I'm New World Order. Kevin, talk to me. I've not uttered a word. In actual fact, when you went out and made statements about ex-drug addicts and drug addicts, the next day on record I defended you because I think you're a good man. I just think that you are currently saying things that you shouldn't be saying, that are not the truth, and before you said it, you should ask me. But now you will suffer the consequence of the process, because I am not going to be in a circle of people that are wrong and negative. I just can't be. That's just not me. So I stand on who I am. Please, can we have your opinion on the NHI? I think it is unsustainable. I think the National Health Insurance Act is going to just degrade our country again economically. Maybe what we should do in the first place, Ashni, is fix our current hospitals. I mean, if we can't even fix state hospitals and get the service delivery at certain state hospitals right, how are we going to do an NHI? I don't agree with it. I think it is an absolute bad theory. It's a bad concept. And again, I think it was put out there for votes, not for practicality. That is my opinion. I would love healthcare for everybody, but the healthcare must be good. Then Vishal sir, can't canvass your party, please hook me up. Vishal, you are welcome. Please send an email. I think my guys are on here. And ladies, info@uimsa.org. info@uimsa.org. Vishal, we'll stand with you, Vishal Singh. Brenda, Neil, will you be running here in Northwest? Yes, we are. Again, Brenda, we need volunteers. We need supporters. If we don't have a volunteer or a supporter or a candidate in a town, we can't get there because we are a small organization, very small. I see that's what the EFF officially said. We are a non-entity and we have romance of being politicians. Well, politicals. Well, we are. But I remember that is what the ANC said about the EFF in 2013. That they are small and that they have a romance with... Well, look at them now. Be careful of the underdog. Alida, elections, it seems that local government elections are going to be February next year. They are trying to postpone it. I think they will get it right. Russell, when are you coming to East London? I am. Russell, we are just waiting now for the factual lockdown discussion this Sunday. My fellow South Africans. We are, I probeer, né? So we will wait for lockdown 4 to be collapsed. If it goes better, and then we will be coming to you. Where were you all this troubled years? Isabel, I was running my company. I was building my life. I think the problem is people think I've been a politician. I'm not a politician. I've been in banking, or let me put it better, because a lot of people don't understand what is a fund. I've been in funds. I've been creating global funds to build African infrastructure. I've been on the continent. I've not been in the country every day of my life. I've been overseas. I've built Africa. I'm an African. And my history shows that. So I think that's where I was all these troubled years. But not every year was troubled. So, no, I've not been in this country. I've traveled. I've built the Africa brand because that's where my passion lies. That's where I was. Basil Leverman, please wish the Muslim community Eid Mubarak. I have done so, Basil, at the beginning. And welcome, Mr. Basil Leverman. Dr. Basil Leverman, Eastern Cape. Welcome to see you here. Sal jy vertoon waardigheid in die plaaslike verkiesing in Witbank? David, ja. Maar ons soek mense. Soos daar mense is in Witbank. Ek weet dat Sher Kruger, a great lady of our entity, she is very contacted in that area. Contact us. Jimmy, what happened to Tanny? Tanny is a great friend. Tanny Granger is an awesome human being. I know him. Tanny is a laugh a minute with me. I enjoy Tanny Granger. Who like it now? Tanny made a decision. Tanny Granger decided that his heart and his soul lies with charity. He's always been a charitable person. And Tanny Granger decided politics, for the moment, is not where he wants to be. We are friends. We speak 3 times a week. And I have a lot of love for Tanny. So Tanny decided, hierdie politieke ding is nie vir hom nie. He's not as stupid as I am. To put yourself out there, to be chastised and destroyed. But loved by many. So Tanny left so that he can focus on his charity, and any support I can give Tanny in his charities, I'm always there. So that is what happened to Tanny. Nothing much, just his heart grew bigger. Martie Jordan, gaan jy by die ander wit partye praat? Martie, ek weet nie watter ander wit partye dit is nie. As jy vra, praat ek met partye wat regsgesind is, wat blanke verteenwoordigheid aanspreek? Ja. Ek is in baie groot gesprekke met veral 4 entiteite in hierdie land. Ek dink 4 van die grootstes. Ek is baie besig met hulle. En inteendeel, ons werk saam. Verbasend baie goed oor die weg gekom met my eie mense. So ja, ons praat met hulle. Martie, Marianne, do you think we'll kick Frikkie out of Parliament? Marianne, if justice prevails, if there is law and order in this country, and if the system works, I have faith in the system at this moment, yes, because there are solid grounds for him to be removed in Parliament, and that's all that I'm focused on at the moment. The wasting of time to chase Frikkie Malema and criminally charge him at police stations did not work. As you all know, I tried to do the citizen arrest thing. I was told I may not, because the crime has to be committed in your presence. Police didn't want to arrest him. We are not going to stop. He has been charged, but he has not been physically charged at Parliament as a leader who broke his oath of office. And that is where Fatima and the group and myself have decided we will focus on his job. And his job is a member of Parliament, and we want to remove him because he's wrong. It's as simple as that. He promotes hate speech. It's as simple as that. Just on that matter, we issued a letter to the Speaker, Thandi Modise, last week. We have given them 7 days to reply to us. We will then give them another 7 days, which is fair according to process, to act on this. And if not, Fatima and myself are meeting, and we will then decide for court process to actually force Parliament to do so according to law. And that's our process. Roseanne, videos from David on YouTube that I've been watching, thousands of them, again, absolute, utter rubbish and nonsense. But everybody has probably an opinion, but you don't have a fact. I'm very clear on that. Very clear. This is a man who has gone and degraded, lied, and accused very good people in this country that employ thousands of utter rubbish. And I challenge that in court. I will be challenging that. Because it seems that is where the rest of our life will be, in court. They can attack me. I know myself, I know my life, but not the UIM. And I think it is wrong to say that the people of the UIM are bad, that the people of the UIM wishes harm, and that the members of the UIM have anything else but the Christian faith that hands us together. And I won't tolerate that. It is as simple as that. Maybe you should ask him what is his massive global CV. I am not going to answer that again. I've put out a public statement. I know who we are. We don't have time for new world orders and old orders and Freemasons. And if you want to be a Freemason, it is like joining the Scouts or the Salvation Army. You have the right. As jy wil voortrekker wees so. If you want to belong to Rotary or the Lions Club, be so. But I'm not. If there's proof, bring it. No. When you say New World Order, I don't even know what it is. I Google it. Bring it. If being a successful businessman in a country makes you a member of a secret society, I don't want to be then a businessman. I am not secret. I was. But everything about me, funny, is in a book. It is on the internet. It is in newspapers. I'm an open book. I don't lie. I'm not scared. But to be told I'm things of this and that, I'm sorry. It's crazy. Go look at the friends they have. Meng jou met die varke, of meng jou met die semels, en die varke eet jou op. Bradley, will you be able to make Western Cape independent? Bradley, no. The reason I say no is not because I don't care about the Western Cape and won't love us to be independent. Go read the law, the process. People like Cape Exit, people like want Western Cape independent. They don't understand that people in Vrystaat also want to be independent. The KwaZulu-Natal people want to be independent. Everybody wants to be independent, Bradley. But can they? Now, the people that wrote the Constitution, they knew people were going to ask that. My opinion, only my opinion, and that from a massive amount of legal expertise? No, not today, not in 5 years, and not in 10. Because the political, parliamentary, constitutional process currently will not make it easy. So I have to focus on what is real. Sorry, I'm not saying Cape Exit or independence of Cape Town is not real, but it's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen next year. It's not going to happen in 2024. Let's just focus on that, Bradley. I've got to stop the rot, the pillaging, the theft, and the absolute criminality in this country, and the UIM is going to do that. What happens after 2024, it's in God's hands. But I'm a realist. I've got to go to elections to stop the burning at municipalities, to stop the EFF and their nationalization and their new fascist ideology, and I've got to remove the ANC from government at the ballot box, because they might have been a liberation movement, but they're not liberating us today. So again, we are not going to achieve freedom in this country by the barrel of a gun. We are going to achieve it by the vote at a ballot box, and that's why we need the UIM to contest, if that is your choice. Tuzilwe Sotile, where do we stand as a country? Our country is burning, not just physically, it's burning in our heart. Tulasizwe, it's time. Makabane, Mamela and Tate Sitole. Black and white are heartful. In the Niwe, Apa Nomslanje, Apa Mzanzi, Dololo. I've just said it in isiXhosa. Our country has nothing anymore. So in Xhosa, Kolasizwe, you the masses, we the people, Nomslanje Apa Ivota Ayiko ANC Apa UIM Nomslanje Apa Ilibeti. Tolesizwe, Mamela Buti. Theater, go talk to our people in our areas. Because, Mr. Sitole, it's time for change, and you are the people. Tolesizwe, Kanja Utoso Lopa, Sabenza Apa UIM, Pulela, because it's time. And we as a country deserve better management, better leadership. So where do we stand? Join the movement. Tolasizwe, join the movement for change. Teresa, what is the motive of Mr. Giba for saying that you are a part of a certain agenda? It is to destroy. It's to destroy. It is to be negative. It is to push his own agenda. To be really honest, I have no idea, but he speaks as if he's a person that has authority, that he has a mass history in politics, and that has taken on individuals that actually every single day have decided not to leave the country but to reinvest, do charity. And that is his agenda. I don't know. This man, I have no idea who he is, but I can tell you what he has done is wrong, and he will pay for it. The process of court, we are busy with it. All those people he mentioned, I think there will be a class action. But you cannot spread lies like that. You can say anything else about us, but a lie is a lie, and I'm tired of it. Johan de Winner, it is a serious issue for all farmers. Yes, it is, Johan, and we need to defend it with everything that we've got, because you are the food of the nation. Sibusiso, when will the party be registered so we can vote? Sibusiso, currently as declared by me and my CEO, our physical documents is at IEC Pretoria. It was handed in 2 weeks ago. We are now waiting for the registration process. There is a process, but the minute that it is declared that we are a party, not a movement, we will declare it. So patience is a godly virtue. I know I have none. But our documents are in, and we are waiting. How can the regular citizen like myself become more involved in the UIM? Natalie, send us information. info@uimsa.org. Talk to us. We need volunteers. We need people in their provinces. We have started provincial committees. we are having, and I have to unfortunately in 5 minutes go, but we have our NEC now. We have people. So when they think it's a Neil de Beer show, you are wrong. That was a year ago. We have staff now. We have structures. We are growing. So join us. Tell us how you can. And Natalie, that is what the UIM about. We are normal people and we want to welcome you. Magda, Neil, will you bring back Christianity to our schools? Yes, I will. I think the reason why we lost so much is because we let faith out of our school. I think it's wrong. Faith should come back. Thijs, what about the 5 people in jail that is still away to be caught about treason? Been in jail for 15 years now and no answer. Thijs, can you maybe send me, sorry, I'm ignorant to that, I must apologize. Thijs, kan jy vir my miskien net 'n e-mail stuur? info@uimsa.org. Stuur dit net vir my, merk dit vir my. Ek sal graag van dit wil weet, asseblief. You missed it. Renzo, yes, I have done that. Thanks, Renzo. Thank you for the leadership. Hannes, baie dankie. Ek waardeer dit. Dis by julle. I'm learning, Hannes. You need to guide me. Francis Peters, will you treat us all equal? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Francis Peters, yes, I will. Because what is right and what is wrong is wrong. Tony, wow, lots of questions flying past while you answer the first one. Sorry. Hoekom sing Malema nie die Afrikaanse gedeelte nie? Because he's ignorant, and because it doesn't suit him, and because he's not for the good. Want uit die blou van ons hemel, uit die diepte van ons see, al hierdie goeders wat in die volkslied was, it is incorporated in the new national anthem, and it is part of our national anthem. It's part of our history, and it is a beautiful, beautiful piece, like the English piece, like the Xhosa piece. And if he doesn't want to sing it, he's not a person that actually can unite this country, and that's easy. I sing it with pride, oor ons ewige gebergtes, waar die kraanse antwoord gee. I know it all, Inkosi Sikelele, in Africa. It's a beautiful voice, and if he doesn't want to sing it, the hell with him, he's not going to come far. Nico, Koue Pretoria, ken hom. We need a billboard in KZN. Can we start planning? Cindy, anytime. Let us know. We need help. Any promotion, any marketing that we can get out from you, the citizen, let us know. info@uimsa. Say it. And there are people watching it, and that will get back to you. Isabel, you're not just a normal guy. You know a lot about politics. Isabel, thank you. Yes, I do. I've been shadowing it. I've been living in it. But I've not been it. I'm very interested. Mark, can caps and t-shirts just be sent to the UK? Yes, Mark, if you can just check. We've just launched by our CEO. We've just launched our clothing. So everybody on here, the new brand UIM clothing was launched on Monday. We are catching up. We have now got a gentleman, Sydney, who used to be in my office. They're calling him now brand manager, apparel and clothing executive. The most unbelievable clothing on our marketing strategy has just been launched. So if you need more info, we will send it. But yeah, orders are coming in, and yes, they can be sent there. Absolutely. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. I like good stuff. We have already in the beginning. I'm just going to go through good question. I hope you're okay there. Dankie, wil ook graag 'n paar so 3 op ons te sit. Mag die nota daarby vir registrasie. Deleen, dankie, ons is reg. Mr. B. David Gabba is spreading out over videos that could be very damaging. It can only be damaging if it's the truth at the end of the day. David Mack, it's rubbish. To say that a group of people in this country are part of secret societies, then I don't know. There are hundreds of societies, Rotary Club, Lion Club. I don't belong to any of them. To be really honored, David, if it's the truth, then I will answer to it. But it is an emphatic lie, it is damaging and liable, and the court will take its process. We are a group of people that love our country. We are a group of people that are in businesses, but not every single person that is a successful businessman belongs to a society. We don't get together in caves with cloak and daggers and, I don't know, slaughter chickens. This is movie stuff. So I've got to treat it, unfortunately, with the contempt it is. And if people give airtime to this, I'm shocked. And it actually is shocking. It's like giving airtime to Julius Malema when he does hate speech. Why do you give him airtime? Why do you let Dudizama Zuma speak? You're giving him airtime. So freedom of speech is there, but not freedom of lies, and we will prepare. Warren, what is the requirement to join the campaign, and is it free? Is there a fee? No, sir. You're a volunteer. That is how parties work. The only people that get paid is the people at head office that permanently work. They are volunteers, so you are always welcome to join us. We need volunteers. That's how political parties work. You have to be bad to be good later. Henko, yeah, I think I'm one of those. I've had my grey, I've had my scars, I've done my bad. I'm free. I've been forgiven. I'm okay. I will just keep on doing good. Who is David? I don't know, Molly. I have no idea. I met this guy for an hour. Further to that, don't know what makes his engine boil, but it's not mine, and he will have to stand par for that one or other time. How does the party stand on abortion? Patricia, it's very easy. I think abortion has two answers. There's the Christian synopsis, which says that every life is sacred. Then there's reality. And the reality is that I think if you've not gone through it, if you've not been a parent that has a daughter that has been raped, that has been sexually assaulted, and that then has to carry that for the rest of their lives, I think that's another debate. We don't live in a perfect society. What I do say is that a lady that has gone through such trauma, before taking any decision about life in life, must be supported, must be guided, and must be given every single help on earth, spiritually, religiously, and with love. So my opinion, that of the UIM, within our policy system, the right to life is guaranteed, but every single circumstance in the world cannot be judged on a spiritual realm. There's reality. And people that have gone through those decisions of abortion, where they have been criminally assaulted and the after cause is this, I don't know if you can make a decision on behalf of that family. That's a hell of a judgment. It is the same as vaccines. I cannot tell you to take or not to take a vaccine. But the minute that the government forces you, I've got a problem with that. So where does the UIM stand on vaccines? It's your right. You cannot tell someone else what to do. It's wrong. So if you decide you want to take a vaccine to go into your body, it's your decision. It's absolutely your decision. Where I have a problem is when choice is taken away from you. Because choice about what is put into you, what is put into your body, is a personal thing. It's clear. So the UIM stance is very clear. It is absolutely pro-choice, but anti-forcing people to take it. We won't. But I can also not say you mustn't. Your choice. I have my choice. The UIM stance is it's absolutely pro-choice. It's your body. You make the analysis and you take the decision. So we are totally against it. Jy is 'n wit gift of the givers. Vishal, thank you. We do give a lot. But I would prefer if we say, and I think you will understand, I'm not a wit gift of the giver. Yes, my race is I'm white, but my heart is South African. So I take the compliment. We just need to rephrase it. Henry, hy is nie tronk nie, want hy word beskerm. Dis my opinie. Ek het geen bewyse nie, maar dit lyk my hy word beskerm. He's done wrong, publicly wrong, and he should go to jail. If he's done wrong, he should be charged. But the UIM has decided our attack strategy is he works for Parliament. He works for a Parliament party. He has transgressed and he has done wrong at his work. And a normal person, if you go against the work rules, you get fired or disciplined. That's what we're doing. Mark Smith, the age of suffering, will you give them more money? Absolutely, Mark. We made a statement that said, if you stop stealing, there'll be more money in the fiscus to give to our retirees. What an insult last year to give our pensioners a 30 rand raise. What a slap in the face for the people that lived all their life, added value to a country, and you give them 30 rand a month more. That's a rand a day. That's degrading, that's disrespectful, and in no way will the UIM allow our pensioners and senior citizens that gave their life, no matter who they are, not protection. We will give them more money. Because if you stop stealing the trillions, you have more money. Children and our aged, they may love. Because I was raised for a long time by my grandmother, and we love our retirees. We should take more heed of our older people. They're not old. They just got old in age. They are absolutely people that are our mentors. Joey, ja, ek is 40 jaar oud, nog nooit gewout nie, my heel eerste keer omdat ek gaan wees UIM. Jessica, thank you. Baie dankie. Ek wil net gou klaarmaak, I'm from Iraq, the situation is very bad, so I want you to say exit immigrant and then asylum. Masood, I don't know if you can write to us, I'm not too sure. Leonie, thank you. Nildebeer, thank you. Thanks, Nolette, I believe that. Dejan, elke sport het 'n besering, het hom. Surely, yeah, I'm an open book. There's nothing I'll hide away from. Katinka, do you really believe that the other ANC members at grassroots level can also see the ANC for what they are? Yes, Katinka, they're getting there. They are, but I need to get out there. And that's the point. I come from them. I know them. I don't agree with them. I can fight them. So, if we have more funding, if we have more support, then we can do more. We can go out to the informal settlements. We've had a massive change in Guguletu and Soweto with a great man called Tumi, who's our leader there. Just being able to go into Soweto and Guguletu, we hit rock solid support. And that shows you. So if we have more money, we can get more addressing, more posters and a campaign, because the people that previously supported the ANC don't. The majority want an alternative, but they're not going to go for the ANC. They're definitely not going to vote for the EFF, most definitely not for the DA, because unfortunately they are not in opposition. You are left with no one else. You have no other political alternative that stands for what we stand for. And that's what I believe. We can bring them. Heidi, you are absolutely correct. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 5 minutes, then I have to unfortunately go to an NEC meeting on the same platform to speak about where we're going and what we are doing. So I think, Marilyn, thank you for that message. Bridget, always honest. I can't lie. Jan wil graag met in verband met die voice note wat rond te doen wat sê jy klaar met die blankes. Jan glad nie. Jan absoluut glad nie. Ek wil dit net weer duidelik stel soos ek al 6 keer dit gestel het. Someone leaked, and this is terrible when someone tapes you. Now the Davids of the world and the Johans of the world and whoever are these other people, to tape a person in a private conversation is illegal. It is against the Poppy Act. But it is worse when you tape it with the intention not to tell the full story. You see, you can take any picture of me and put it in a wrong context. I can explain it. You can tape me and take pieces out, Jan. So what happened is a person physically taped me. Then he edited where I apparently, en ek gaan dit nie weer sê nie, ek het dit al honderde keer gesê, where I said, ek is klaar met die blanke rasis, Jan, nie met blankes nie, ek is dan blank. So wat sê ek? Ek het nou genoeg gehad van myself. Dis idioties. Die tyd was 15 minute. En ek het 6 keer al video's daaroor gedoen. Ek sê dit weer. Neil de Beer het gesê op rekord, maar is getyp. Op 'n onwetlike en 'n afgryslike manier. En daar's vir my gesê, ek het gesê ek is klaar met blankes. Dis absolute luiter en nonsens, Jan. Want ek kan nie moeg vir myself wees nie. Ek het gesê, as jy die hele tyd hoor, ek is moeg vir die blanke rasis en ek is moeg vir die liberale swart rasis. Maar dit is nooit gespeel nie. Daar's net gesê ek is moeg vir die blanke en toe stop dit. Nee, ek is nie. Ek is trots op die blankes. Ek is 'n blanke. En ek gaan nie daaroor regret nie. Maar die rassiste in al twee van ons is moeg. Ek aanvaar nie rassiste nie. By the way, dis die rassiste. Daar's niks fout met die regsiste nie. South Africa, I think we've come to repetitive questions. I think I've answered them. If there's anything else that I have not answered, if you want to know anything else, you are very welcome to email me at info@uimsa.org. I have cleared it. I have said very clearly what I think about the people my CEO has, the NEC has. So from my side, there's nothing that I will hide away from you. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. But I'm not going to allow the wrong that harms us to be perpetuated. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of a public debate. I'm not scared about anything to face it. I respect and fear my God. For the rest of you, come. So when I want to debate you, I've also got to make sure who I debate. I can't debate every guy. Just because you've got Facebook, internet doesn't make you an expert. Just because you've got a good mouth doesn't make you a person that speaks the truth. I have taken this burden of reading my own right to lead. And if I'm your choice, if the UIM is your choice, so be it. If it's not, move on, but I'm clear. Very clear. I love my country. I love my people. I believe that we can bring an answer. Mandy, it's very clear. If you don't stand for fighting crime, fighting corruption, getting capital back, defending the Constitution, this is all that Neil de Beer stands for. Nothing else. Then you're against us. If you attack me, listen, because I don't speak on behalf of Neil de Beer anymore. So if you publicly speak out against me, if you publicly attack me, and you continually hurt me with your lies, you are not attacking Neil de Beer. Neil de Beer is fine. You can say what you want about me. You are 30 years too late. I now want to fight those things. So if you're against us, us, the UIM now, because I speak on your behalf, the UIM, then you are with the ANC and the EFF. And if you are with the ANC or the EFF, I'm sorry, you have become the enemy of the people. Take that to heart. Because some of you that have spoken against me says that you have gone and spoken to the EFF and you have spoken to the ANC about me. You have warned them. What a lot of rubbish. So you are colluding with the EFF and the ANC. There's no other... Luister vir my. As jy met die EFF en die ANC praat, dan is jy 'n vyand van die mens. Ons mense, UIM, ek kan net namens hulle praat. How dare you? It's exactly the reason where we are today, because of the EFF and the ANC. I've made my choice. I've put my flag. So South Africa, listen to me. If you are not with us to fight against crime, corruption, the changing of the constitution, and bringing capital back, you are against us. Klaar. Finish. Daar's jy, hier's ons. Verby. Hoor jy my? So when you open your mouth again, and you attack the UIM, you attack the person and the leadership of the UIM, you are with the enemy. Yeah, you are the enemy. You are the people that ruin, rape, pillage, corrupt and steal from we the people. There cannot be any other explanation. Klaar. Regheid, intelligent, duidelik. Kies jou kant. Daar is nie meer grys nie. Daar's dit en daar's dit. Daar is nie 'n ander kant nie. We either change the country or we don't. We either go for new management or we don't. You are not going to defeat us. We have grown by 1,000% in 1 week. And we are still growing. In actual fact, we cannot handle the new influx of registrations because the UIM is the choice. It's a new choice. And we are the right choice. South Africa, I have to go. I think I have again informed you. It's been a longer session today. We went up to more than 1,500 people live. I want to thank you for your time. It was a question and answer session. I will be doing this again, I promise you. But at this current moment in time, I want to thank you for everybody. Vir julle baie dankie sê Sia Belela. Again to our Muslim community today for taking off Eid Mubarak. Have your great day. For the rest of us, thank you very much. May God bless you. Mag die Here julle seën. Keep on fighting the truth. Keep on fighting for justice, for peace, and give the leadership prayer wherever that we can. Remember, we are not perfect. We are not 100% okay, but we try. And for that, we thank God. Baie dankie vir julle tyd. Ek waardeer, ek's baie lief vir julle. We will keep you updated on so many things. If I've skipped your question, my apology. You can still send your question to me directly and I will respond to info@uimsa.org. South Africa, when you talk about abortion, when you talk about the vaccine, when you talk about, these are things that we will decide as a NEC. I've got my opinion, but it doesn't count. What counts is that the UIM is clear. And we will get back to you on that in our final policy documents. We might be small. We might be an entity that is very small. But so was David. And was laughed upon by Goliath. I think we're the David in the fight. And remember, David wasn't always a good boy. David was nie altyd 'n goeie ouetjie nie, maar David won. Let's fight. Let's be it. And God bless you. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.